Hello, everyone. My name is Stanley St. Rose, and today we're going to be talking about The Rocking Horse Winner, written by D.H. Lawrence. Now, before I go into this summary analysis of this work, please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and/or comment so that the channel can continue to grow. So, this short story by D.H. Lawrence, very interesting short story here. A lot is happening. We have this kid by the name of Paul, and we get introduced to the family. The family, they're not rich, they don't have a lot of money. The mother and father, they want money though. There's like a whisper in the house, pretty much telling them, or whispering, or you can hear it from afar, or you can hear it echoing throughout the house that there needs to be more money. Now, from first glance, I know when you're reading this, you're like, this is not demonic, but it's very the voices, the compulsion, the impulses for more money, more money, more money is very demonic, and even though the mother and the father within this short story, they have a lot to be grateful about. They're not, the mother's beautiful, the husband, they're attractive people. The kids are attractive kids. Like the narrator here, D.H. Lawrence, he really tells us that they have a lot to be grateful for. They have caretakers, the kids have presents, and they're not starving in the street. They have a home. They're a family. They should be happy. They should be grateful. And the wife, she's attractive, and they have a lot to be grateful about. But yet they're still in the pursuit of money, and it's a pursuit of money that's unnatural. It's a pursuit of money that's quite sickening, to the point where you have kids, you have a husband, you have a house, you have all these things that most people in the world would just be happy to have. I mean, most people just want a roof over their heads, a happy family with food and clothes, and most would be people, would be content in the world to just have those things. Husband, wife, kids, house, and food on the table. Most Americans, most people of any type of country or anything, you'd be very happy to have these things, but these people are not. The mother and father, they want to maintain their social status. And that's one thing in society that really, really ruins people's life is really their pursuit of happiness, not for themselves to be content, but to please other people, to maintain the social scene. Because a lot of people don't live for themselves, they live to be seen. They live for other people to see them, to adore them, to clap for them. It's something from, I would say, even the Garden of Eden. That humans, they want to be praised, or they want to be worshipped, or they want to be gods. And one way that humans become gods is by being seen by the social aspect of society, by the people in society, the upper classes, right? And so the reason why the mother and father, or Paul's mother and father, want to have more money and buy more things and buy more expensive stuff and have all these nice things is because in terms of being seen in the societal level, the more money you have, the better off you look, the more connections you have, the more valuable you are in your social circles. If you care about these things, and of course, Paul's mother and father really do care about these things, so they keep buying and they keep working, and they're doing it not for themselves to be content, but to be seen. Even though they have a lot to be grateful about, they're not particularly grateful about it. And so basically, what happens here within this short story? Let's make it nice and simple. Paul has this rocking horse, and whenever he rides this rocking horse, he gets the names of horses that are gonna win. And Uncle Oscar here pretty much comes in, and him and Paul, they start going to the races and they start putting bets and they start winning money. 5,000 here, and money there, and Paul is winning, and he's predicting what horses are going to win, and he gets pretty good at it, to the point where he's winning money, and all the money that he wins, he's saving it for his mother. Because Paul just wants to make the old mom happy, right? He wants to make mommy happy. And so, again, this is a toddler, right? This is a toddler. This is not an old man. This is a young boy who's in the pursuit of luck. In the short story, he wants luck, he wants money, he wants to make his mother happy because he knows that's what makes his mother happy. He wants his mom to be proud of him, to love him. And I have to say, and the parents do neglect the kids. It's almost like the kids are just a nuisance to their lives. It's like they had kids, they had to have them, and therefore they have kids. It's not like, oh, I love these kids to death. They do love their kids, but it doesn't come off as like, lovey dovey. It comes off as, well, we have this family and all, and they are my kids, and the mother's not like outpouring. It's not like an outpouring of love towards the kids. Like, yeah, I love them. They're my kids, and yeah, but money is more important. That's the feeling that I'm getting from the short story. That's the atmosphere, the tone and mood of the short story. That it's like there's a darkness, an emptiness. There's like, because the house is more filled with greed and this passion for wealth and power. It's not filled of, oh, I love my husband, and the husband's like, oh, I love my wife, and the kids is like, the kids are like, I love my fat. It's no, it's kind of like we all need money, more stuff. It's all about material goods and greed and money, and there's even that whisper in the house where there needs to be more money. There needs to be more money, and ultimately, Paul dies. Let's just cut to the chase here. Let's bring in one of those. I'm gonna use some old sayings. Let's cut to the chase. And Paul, he rides his horse. He rides his rocking horse. He's a little kid, and every time he rides his horse, he gets the name of a winning horse. Ultimately, Paul goes on a big ride. Let's call it the Paul Revere ride. Okay, let's not. That's just a joke. But yeah, like Paul goes on a big ride, and he comes up with a last name called Malaber. He comes down with a big fever. Malaber wins big. The family, the mother, they win 80,000, over 80,000 even, and then Paul dies. And he rides off into the afterworld. Well, the story doesn't specifically says he goes into the afterworld, but it pretty much conveys that Paul rides into the afterworld in search of luck and more winning horses. And it's very sad because the mother gets money, gets what she wanted. She wanted to be wealthy. She wanted more money, more money, more money. Well, then her son dies in the pursuit of getting her money, and the short story pretty much ends in a ominous tone of darkness and emptiness because now they have a lot of money, but there's no Paul. They've lost a son. This short story, in terms of analysis, the emotion is gone. The love, the warmth and love. You see, when you truly love somebody, if you've ever been in love, and there's different types of love, like love for a friend, a family member, love, romantic love. That's one of the strongest loves that a human being can experience on earth. That's romantic love. But there's other types of love. I think one of the even stronger type of love is the love between a mother and the child. Because I mean, think about it. The mother, the child was created within the mother, and the mother had to carry the child for 9 months, and we all know this. But the love that a mother feels for a child, it is something that, well, to most people is unless you've actually carried a child, you don't truly understand what it means to love a child because, well, since its creation in your stomach, you've been attached to it. So when the mother loses Paul within the short story, we don't know what kind of grief, what kind of connection was lost, what it did to her heart. I mean, as a man, I'll never understand what that is, but to a woman that has given birth and has carried a child to term and has experienced that, we really, if you do, you do. If you don't, it's something that's worth thinking about. And maybe this changes Paul's mother. Maybe she, this is all speculation at this point. We just know that Paul dies and everybody's shocked and they have a bunch of money. But in terms of analysis and deeper understanding of the short story here, there's a lot that we can tear apart here. Uh, the family definitely is morally corrupt. They're bankrupt morally. There's no fundamental basis for this family because it's all about greed and money and power. And we can see the calamity of what happens when you put money and greed and material wealth and the standards of society above your own loved ones and family. It's a disaster, and it ultimately leaves you empty. Another a point that I like to raise within this short story is I think, well, there is the demonic part of it. I think the if you know how demons behave, demons, they operate behind emotions. Okay, demons operate behind emotions. Any emotion that you could think of, there's a demon behind it. There's a demon that compels and pushes. Believe me, greed and the pursuit of money and that like force, that addiction for money, that's definitely demonic. When you're being compelled and pushed and addicted with money, and this family, I'm telling you, they're addicted. And again, they're hearing voices. There's a voice in the background throughout this whole short story saying, we need more money, we need more money, we need more money. That's exactly how demons behave. And so it is quite demonic. And again, from a biblical Christian standpoint, you can look at this short story and say, well, it is quite demonic that, well, Paul's life is traded for money. That goes like into the realm of witchcraft and demonic. That's why this is so dark in the end, because, well, that's the principle of demons, to take as many souls and kill as many people, and they'll trade you for monetary gain. You gain the world and its riches for the price of your soul. So this woman, she gains money, of course, but she loses her son. Her son rides off into the sunset in pursuit of more money and luck for his mother that he's trying to please. So there's different ways you can look at this short story, but ultimately it ends in an ominous, dark, and really sad tone. So we can see the detriments of greed and money and being emotionally bankrupt. It's not fun. Yeah. So that's my summary analysis of this work. Please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and or comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video.